to turn on the chat ski here so I can see what's going on out there. It's Wildwood Live Day in the Orange Room, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Wildwood Live Day. Drade, it is I. All right, folks, they're starting to tune in from a variety of different places. I like it. From all over the darn place. I'd like to request Them's the Breaks, says Carl. I'm telling you what's wrong and what's right. That one. The day and the night when you're riding on that upward train. Need that dead end sign that's right around the bend. Well, them's the breaks are not to get jaded. Well, tell me what it takes. My dreams are dated. Sink or swim or dog eat dog. Hard to tell when you're going when you can't see through the fog. Another detour sign just up ahead. Another wrong turn or was I just misled? Well, them's the breaks. But the spark has not yet faded. I get faded. I get faded. Woo! Yeah. Can you dig it? That's a little thing called Them's the Damn Breaks, ladies and gentlemen. Someone wanted to hear it, so we played it. Wow. Can you dig it? Will you dig it? Can you dig it? Will you dig it? I'm using this delicious Stratocaster. Some people call it a Stratocaster. Those people are fools. It's a Stratocaster. Featuring the 3 single coil pickups. But in this instance, I have my Fishman Fluence pickups in here. This is actually a Wildwood 1055 Strat from the Fender Custom Shop. 10-inch radius for ease of play. 6105 fret, so I can get under those strings and give them a damn good wiggling. What? Quarter sawn neck, nice and light body. I could throw this right through the screen. It'd hit you right on the head. You'd go, hi, and then it would bounce right back like a damn sonic boomerang. And then I'd grab it aloft once again and proceed to rock as if nothing had transpired at all. That's the power of the internet. Right, Dylan? Scheisseficken. Wow, I just said dirty words in German. Can you dig it? Someone says, I can dig it. Jeff, I see you and I like it. Maple is a snapping wood, isn't it? Maple is a snapping wood. How far off is your floating bridge, please? You know, it's about not quite a... Oh, I'm sorry, there's chords in here. It goes up about a half step if I lean in on it. Master built by Festus McCorkindale. Indeed. Lawton Childs. Who is it? It's Lawton Childs. Come play in Georgia, you beautiful burly man. Grant, I'd love to come down there to Georgia, but we got this damn pandemic going on that it refused to subside. As a matter of fact, it's percolating even as we speak. People are getting all overconfident, spitting in public and such. And all of a sudden, we're going to get in some kind of a damn hootenanny once again. But you know what? We're going to try to get down there as quick as we can once the pestilence is past. That's a song right there, isn't it? Once the pestilence is past. Once the pestilence is past. We're going to get off our ass once the pestilence is past. Pestilence is past. Pestilence is past. What a pain in the doggone ass. Once the pestilence is past. Whoa! Once the pestilence is past. Woo! Can you dig it? Come back to Lambertville next time you see your Fishman rep. Okay, John, we'll see what we can do about that. May I ask if you had a Puggle plug-in, that combo, Peace and Love from Stockholm, Sweden. Greetings, Sweden. I'd love to get back there. It's been a while since we've been there. I think the last time I was there was in Göteborg. No pedals right now in the amplifier. I'm using my signature amplifier from Koch Amplifiers, the Greg. Going straight in. And I do have the lead sound on here is pretty doggone savage, if we're honest. It sounds bad to the bone. You know, someone asked for a little Peace and Love. We could probably do that song. That's a good one. I think he was just saying Peace and Love, and I was saying Love and Peace. That's the name of that song. That's a good song. Dog, I want to put a little bit of that. I got a little harmonic vibrato right on board the amp, and everyone's like, what is that univibe you're playing? It's the harmonic vibrato that's on the damn amp, okay? It's on the damn amp. Well, listen to it. Ayo, yo, 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 oh, yo, 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 yo. Yes, indeed. Can you dig it? That's a song called the expression's peace and love. This is love and peace. And the Crusaders did it. The Jazz Crusaders years ago did that song. What was that gentleman's last name? Is Adams. I think he wrote the song. I can't remember. I first heard Jeff Beck and Les Paul jam over. There used to be a show in 1983, late at night, called Rock and Roll Tonight. And there was a house band. Actually, a guy I would get to know later named Rick Jagger was the drummer. Not Mick Jagger. Rick Jagger was the drummer on that show. A bunch of all-stars, LA guys. And Billy Squire was actually on that show that night as kind of the host. And Jeff Beck and Les Paul jammed over that song. And I remember hearing it, and it grabbed me right away. I was like, what is that song? And for years, I didn't know what the song was. And then I finally figured it out. And Duke Levine does a great version of that song. That's where I got reacquainted with it again. So the version I do is kind of a variation of Duke's version, and a little shout out to the kind of slower, bluesier, kind of funkier version that our friends Les Paul and Jeff Beck did. Can you dig it? All right. It sounds wrong. Cool. I'm glad you enjoyed that clapper socks. Sounds wrong. Sounds right. Sounds wrong. Sounds right. Say something delicious. I thought I just did. I thought there was delicious things being said. Left and doggone right, fellas. Is Paul Brown out there moderating activities? Paul Brown. Paul Brown. Can you dig it? Paul Brown. Jimi Hendrix just said super. Thanks, Jimmy. Jimmy's in the house. I'm glad you're able to make it through the other plane of existence, past the the river Styx, as the case may be. Greg, are you coming to the DFW for the Dallas Guitar Show this year? Well, I certainly hope so. If that happens, we'll be doggone it. How would Jimmy Page play Over the Rainbow? I don't know. I don't know how that's possible. I just like the sound of a Strat sometimes, doggone. It just sounds so good. Last time I think we were sporting a Strat, we played a little tune of mine called Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. We did a little instrumental version of that. And the kids seem to dig it. So we might do that again, just because it's fun. Right? Can you dig it? Can I dig it? Yeah. Oh, right ear is getting a little torqued for the kids.
Lucky for you, it's time for me to go.
Oh, it's lucky for me. It's time for Dylan to go. Dylan's got to roll. He's got to get his taxes done. So it's going to be just me and you all for the rest. Say thank you to Dylan for tuning in. Thank you to Dylan for coming here and rocking and rolling and rocking and rolling. Save the years. Woo! Get a little loud in here in the orange room. Yeah, that little lick I've had for quite some time. Basically just go, oh, I gotta hit that. Oh, yeah. When the snare is on, it causes so much trouble. I kind of put the pick in between the first and middle fingers there. I do that little chicken picking thing. Can you dig it? Woo! Love you, Greg. Would love to get a shout out. Hey, Barry, what's going on? Berry flavored. I like that kind of a handle. I can dig it all. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that Strat, says Bobby. Well, Bobby, let me tell you a little story. I'm going to tell you a little story about a Strat. This one, I probably got into my grubby little mitts about 7 years ago. A lot of folks ask when I'm out at Wildwood doing the videos, do I ever get, shall we say, addicted to a guitar I might play, that I have to have it. And that's happened quite a few times. I actually got a couple of these guitars from Wildwood. These two right here, this is a 57 Strat relic. Did I say that it was a 55 before? This is a 55. The Telly's a 55 relic. This is a 57 Wildwood 10. So Wildwood does their special runs of guitars. I think most people know that, but for those who do not, they do special runs of guitars from most of the big manufacturers, kind of a co-branded thing. It's actually a Fender guitar, obviously Fender Custom Shop, but it's called a Wildwood 10 57 Strat relic. So it's got a 10-inch radius, it's got 61 of 5 frets, it's quarter sawn maple neck. They have to be a certain weight, they're very light. And usually they have some fancy dancy pickups in it, but these are actually my Fishman Fluence pickups in here that I really dig. So that's what's happening here. So nice and light. The actual color of the Strat is a white. I guess it's a vintage white, transparent, but it's ash body, so you can see the wood grain through it. And it's delish. So. Sounds good. It's got that sound. Actually, I'm going to put that earplug in after all because it is louder than shit in here. I mean, heck. It's kind of the Mary Kay color, but it doesn't have the gold hardware. If it had the gold hardware, it would be a Mary Kay. Can you dig it? Right? So for that instance, I actually had my second channel. So I've got the lead channel on the Koch amplifier that bears my name, the Greg. And I've got the gain boost on as well. And then I can just slide back on the volume control and get... song. It's a good one. Can you dig it? Is it a 56 strat? No, it's a 57 as far as the custom shop delineation is concerned. Can and will you dig it? Who is your favorite guitar player whom you've met or played with in your career? Boy, that's hard to say. I mean, I definitely, I'm a huge Jeff Beck fan. I did have an awesome experience with Jeff Beck. He saw our band play in Germany. And he said just very, very nice things, which I thought was awesome. And then we hung out with him the next day. It was that Fender event. That was totally awesome. The Albert King thing was pretty awesome. When he gave me the thumbs up, I got done doing so. I looked at the side of the stage there. He said, "They're going, that was awesome." Playing with Joe Bonamassa was great. He was very complimentary. Getting to know the guys in Little Feat and playing with those guys was a blast. Every now and again, things happen. Like, I was a big fan of Robbie McIntosh, who played with the Pretenders, and he ended up playing with Paul McCartney. And the other day I saw he had a Facebook profile, so I liked him. And he got back to me, "Hey, I'm a big," I said, "I'm a big fan." He goes, "I'm a big fan of yours. I've watched your stuff, and you're great." It was just, it's crazy. So I've been very, very fortunate that I've got to meet a lot of people that I really looked up to growing up as an axeman. And then all of a sudden you meet them and they're like, "Hey, I dig what you do," and yada, 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 and they say nice stuff. It's a trip. So it's gratifying, if I might be so bold. So those are the Fishman pickups. Wow, I need to check those out. Yeah, I dig them. Nigel, they're savage. Plays some Clapton. I like that kind of talk. Thoughts on Johnny Winter? Love him. Eric Johnson? Love him. You know, I've never figured out Eric Johnson's songs, though. That's the weirdest thing. Remember, I had those first 2 records, and I remember enjoying them immensely, but I never, for whatever reason, figured out any of those songs. Clapton, of course, there's all kinds of different tunes of his. Yeah, and then it's gone. Oh, you heard it here. Right? That's the one. What do you do when you get lonely? That's a good one. What else we got from Oldie? We got... Just like that. Oh, no. Can you dig it? There's old love. There's bad love. There's so many loves in the Clapton arsenal. What about a bell-bottom blue? something like that. The Vito iViews are. Oh yeah, the Vito interviews. Yeah. That he has some great stories. Absolutely. We've had. I'm just kind of booking these things as they come to mind. There's a bunch of buddies of mine I want to get on these interviews that we're doing. We're doing a Wildwood at Home series of interviews that you can see on the Wildwood YouTube channel. And I'm actually going to start putting them into a podcast form. So far, we did David Grissom, we did Josh Smith, we did Rick Vito, we did Steve Lukather 2 days ago. That's a good one. Did Roscoe Beck yesterday. Next week we've got some good ones. We've got Andy Timmons. We got my buddy Jeff Pivar. We got the great Deke Dickerson as well. So we're having some good interviews. Absinthe. Oh, Mark, thank you for requesting that one. I always enjoy playing that one. Absinthe is a tune of mine from the Defenestrator record. There was also a live version of it on the Strat's Got Your Tongue. And I wrote a little kind of mysterious minor blues-ish thing in C minor. I actually used a Clapton Strat on that track on the studio version. Like this one. version of that song. C minor, a gospel blues-ish thing, huh? Now, just a quick recap. So I'm in the clean channel of the amp. So what's cool about the Fishman pickups is that there's two voices, a second voice that's a little hotter. So for instance, on that, I wanted to have just a little bit more muscle on the clean sound should I desire it. So here's regular clean sound. If I grab the tone control and pick it up, it goes to this. So just something a little bit more muscly. And then I can turn the volume down, don't lose any highs. Then I have that extra little bit of beef. So when I'm doing my clean leads, I get just a little bit more oomph to oomph. So that's why 99% of the time when I leave my house, I've got my guitar with my, usually, of course, my signature Reverend with my signature Tele pickups. But if I use this guitar with these Fluence pickups with that second voice, a chord into this amp, I pretty much got everything I could possibly need. Can you dig it? Mm-hmm. Can and will you dig it? The People's minor key is C minor. Can you dig it? There was a question right before that. Loved your and Malford's Jealous Guy. Oh, I'm glad you dug that. Yeah, I do like to use, a lot of times I'll put my palm on the bridge of the Stratocaster in question and I'll go, just give it a little, an old tune of mine called Sleep Tight, but I do that quite a bit in there. I use that 2 position on the Strat. I like that floating trem, so I get just love that sound. I love it. Can you dig it? So actually, I like to say that the Fluence pickups made it fun for me to play a Strat again. And people are like, you're always dissing Strats. I'm not dissing Strats, okay? I played one for years on end. I like Teles and T-type guitars because they just can take my savagery. And there's only 3 sounds, and they're all good. And I can beat the hell out of it, and it stays in tune. Strats are a little bit more persnickety, especially the way I like to play them with the, this business on the bridge and my string bending and so on and so forth. So, but these pickups, the Fluence pickups, actually are so good in every one of the positions on the toggle switch. All 5 positions of the toggle switch sound like unbelievably good. So it's fun because most of the times before I'd have Strats and they always kind of had sweet spots. You know what I mean? On the toggle switch, it'd be like, yeah, the bridge sounds great, and the 2 is dialed in. The neck pickup, you got to kind of get a little bit more gumption out of it. But the middle position is nah, and the 4 is good for some rhythm stuff, but not for lead. This kind of stuff. So there'd always be a conversation going on in my head when I'm playing a Strat. Well, I'd like to do this at this particular point in the song, but if I do that arpeggiated part later on, so if I wiggle too hard on the whammy bar, I might pull that G string a little bit out of tune. So when I do that thing at the end, this is why I tend to not play Strats. But as I said, now that I have a guitar that sounds so good in all the positions, they sound good. Nicholas Alexander asks, are you using Fluence pickups on the Strat? Yes, I am. These are the single width, as they're called, Strat pickups. Congratulations also to your son. He's doing a great job. You're doing a great job together. Thank you very much. Well, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. How about some Jeff Beck? What's so sad is I haven't really learned all that many Jeff Beck songs. Of course, I always did a version of, That's all I can remember of that one. What were some other ones I used to know back in the day? Well, you know, I don't do the Jeff Beck version, but I do a version of my own of, if I can remember it. Can you dig it? Can and will you dig it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Having fun on the Strat today, folks. Is that wrong? I don't think so. I don't think that's wrong. I'm hearing that Neil Sean solo for When the Lights Go Down in the City. Yeah, Blow by Blow is a great record. There's no question about it. I gotta listen to those records again. It's been a long time. Right? Greg, I was wondering if you would be so kind as to have a Google Meet in the near future with LaGrange Middle School students at my Rockin' Crew Club and talk all things music. You know what, Carmen? We might be able to do that. Can you message me through Facebook? That would be the way to go. If you could, that would be awesome. Two-ply towel. We know what that means, Patrick, you savage rascal. How are we doing on time? Oh, I'm going to switch over to the telly quick. Wednesday night, Grace Presbyterian in the house. Well, all right, Marky Mark. All right, I'm switching over to our friendly neighborhood Telecaster for a minute here for our last 10 minutes. And I got to rush over and do a session. Over at a studio, I will be masked up as to not spread sweet pestilence. Sweet pestilence. Don't want to spread it. I don't want to spread sweet pestilence. I just don't want to do it. Hello, Drade. Hendrixisms, please. Boy, you know, Patrick, I did a whole bunch of Sweet Jimmyisms earlier. What in the name of Sweet Jims? What in the name of Sweet Jim? Let's see, what is the bell-bottom loveliness? Oh, yes. What was the first records I ever... What the first record I liked the cover so much I bought it, blew me away, and then I dropped the needle. Oh, yes. Born in Madison, now in Honolulu. Aloha. Aloha yourself, my friend. Woo! This guitar sounds good. This is a 55 Tele from the Fender Custom Shop, Wildwood 10 edition. What do you think of Teles with P90s? Well, I have a new set of P90s coming out with Fishman. There'll be a Fishman Fluence P90 set, another signature set for myself. And that's going to go into a new Reverend instrument that's coming out. Hopefully before the end of the year, if we can get all of our stuff together. Hate when I'm late. Lots of bleeps on the Luke interview. Yeah, a few. There's a few. Relic or Classic? You know what? I actually like the Journeyman Relic myself, but this is actually a regular Relic. Buswell. Right? Buswell. Did you hear Steve Vai's new song, Candles, something? Yeah, I did see a little bit of that. It's kind of funny. He last time I saw him, we were down at Sweetwater, and he says, I'm doing these things where I'm bending, and I always say, I got that from, he didn't say I got it from me. He goes, the stuff that Greg Koch does. I'm like, thanks, Steve. I like that shout out. So yeah, he's been working on a little bit of that stringy stuff. Can you dig it? Twang that telly to an inch of its life. It needs to be throttled. I do like Blind Blake for sure. I like old Robert Johnson. I like Sunhouse. I like Skip James. I listen to a fair bit of all those fellas. Neck profile on this one is a 55, so it's a bigger U, but not as big as a 52. Come on now. My brother-in-law was here. Oh, what is that sound? My input jack's getting a little crustificated. All right, folks, we are about at that time. Any last questions out there in movie land? In movie land. Come on, Greg Meister, do a full soup to nuts teaching of lessons online. Unlike a lot of the same old Shredmeisters, you would be amazing, big bro. Well, I appreciate that. I actually have a whole hell of a lot of instructional stuff. If you go to guitarinstructor.com, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Of course, I got a bunch of books. I got a bunch of books and DVDs through Hal Leonard. You can get them on my website. You can get them wherever. But I have a lot of stuff. The only reason why I haven't done a True Fire thing, there are friends of mine. I think I've told this story before, but because I have such a strong relationship with Hal Leonard, they would just prefer that I don't. And the Hal Leonard folks have been very good to me over the years, so I don't want to rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat. You know what I'm saying? But I might do something. We'll see. Something different. The Hal Leonard series is fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Spider. I appreciate that. Skype lessons are cool too. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that. Greg's Guitar Summer Camp. Yeah, we could do that. Question, Greg. Jeff Beck or Jimmy Page? Well, it doesn't have to be an either or. Blue Smoke. Man, that one's a bitch. What? That one's a pain in the butt. The other one that's a pain in the butt is the I can work on that one. Did I hear some Villanova? Yes, you did. Greg, are you a fan of Pet Sounds? You know what? I guess you're supposed to be a fan of Pet Sounds, but yes, I mean, magnificent orchestration, beautiful melodies, so on and so forth. Do I own the record? No. Did I grow up listening to the Beach Boys? No, I hated the Beach Boys growing up, although I did meet one of the Beach Boys when I was a wee lad. But to me, it was nerdy. You know what I mean? And then later on, it's like, oh, no, you're supposed to love Pet Sounds. Okay. I love Pet Sounds. It's beautiful music. Do I listen to it? No, I do not. I'm just going to tell you right now, I do not. There's a lot of beautiful music that I revere, and I give credit where credit is due, but do I listen to it? No, because you're allowed to have your own taste. Am I right or am I right? All right, there you The vibrato you used before, was that a stomp box or was that in the amp? That is in the amp, my friend. Are you a fan of Exile on Main Street? I will unabashedly say yes. Because I'm into that bad boy rock and roll. As Robin Ford says it, he goes, you like that bad boy rock and roll like I do? I'm like, yeah, I do. Stones. Filth, Cream, Hendrix, Dirt. Can you dig it? I did love the Beatles, but I was more of a latter era Beatles fan. It started for me with Rubber Soul, but the stuff I listened to back when I was a kid was the White Album, it was Abbey Road, and it was Let It Be. Those were the records I listened to over and over again. And then the earlier stuff didn't appeal to me until I was much older. First, I thought I was like nerdy, and then plus it was there were guys that I knew that were just such like power pop fans, and I enjoyed that stuff. But I found those people to be obnoxious. I'm sorry, because they hated everything else. I like everything, but they're like, it's all about the song. Yeah, it's all about music. Are we right? Sometimes it's all about groove. Sometimes it's all about melody. Sometimes it's about all the above, but it's all about music. But some people are like, I'm like, you know what? I think songs should be more than a 3-minute jingle for adolescent genitalia. What do you think? Is it just me? I'm not judging. I'm just saying. Wow, I'm getting out of my brain here. Oh, it's about time to go. Listen, I got to run. I got to go to a session. So thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back. We'll be back on, what is today? Thursday. We'll be back on next Tuesday. I'll be back doing a Fishman thing tomorrow at 4 p.m. Playing a bunch of crazy things for the kids. And stay tuned for more interviews that'll be coming out on the Wildwood YouTube channel. The one with Rick Vito just came out. Some great stories. And the next ones that'll be coming out will be Lukather and the Mighty Roscoe Back. Good tales on those doggone interviews. And they're no plan. They're just us talking. So can you dig it? All right, folks. Thank you so much. We'll see you cats soon. All right, what are we doing here? Come on now. Down at the bottom, there should be something, but I don't know what it's doing. OBS.